party chairman, member for Diego Martin Northeast, and our Minister of Finance. The Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, our newly minted Jah Rastafari, political leader of the PNM, deputy political leader of the PNM, member for Laventille West, and minister in the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs. The Honorable Kazem Hossain, the Love Man, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government. Other party officials of the PNM here with us: Alderman Anthony Roberts, Chairman of the San Juan Laventille Regional Corporation, Cabinet colleagues, members of Parliament, local government candidates, members of the media, PNM family looking on and listening, and the PNM family and the people of Barataria, San Juan here in the audience. Let me hear you. Y'all sounding like this is a good PNM meeting. We are heading up to a very important, very critical local government election. And make no mistake, don't take on the old talk, don't take on the crocodile tears, the false news. The PNM is going to win this local government election and win it resoundingly. Now, a little birdie whispered in my ears that Kamala already practicing her winning speech. You know how she says she win when she lose? So I already heard that she's practicing that winning speech. But I want to tell her, practice hard, because you know the PNM coming even harder on December the 2nd. You are hearing the UNC. They're running scared. All you're hearing from them is the PNM making up stories, the PNM lying on them. That's all they're saying. They're like headless chickens running all around, saying all kinds of things to distract you. And now, they are busy making every effort to distance themselves from what we have found out they did in 2015. They're not ashamed that they did it, you know. They're ashamed that we found out. And, you know, it seems like everybody knows. Since I'm small, I know that you cannot fool all the people all the time. If whatever you do in the darkness, in the Cambridge analytical darkness, must come to light. So while they're busy running around, chasing their own tail, we in the PNM are busy getting it done. Getting it done in culture, in community development, in education, in roadworks, in foreign affairs. Getting it done taking care of our people with grants, agricultural incentives, local government projects, housing, training, healthcare. We are busy getting it done in so many different areas, while the UNC is busy trying to hold down their political skirt because the winds of sure and certain PNM victory exposing their nakedness, naked lies, naked corruption, naked mismanagement, naked racism, and above all, their naked lack of patriotism. You can't tell me you love a country and keep raping that same country over and over again. You cannot tell me you love a country and you take all her money and all her land and give it away to your family and friends. You cannot tell me you love a country and all you want to do is take everything she has and give it to who you want. I am the only woman speaker on this platform tonight, right? So all my PNM women, let me hear you. Good. So you tell me, PNM woman, if you had a husband or a boyfriend and all they're doing from you is take, that's all. They ain't giving you nothing. Everything you're doing is take. You want to see that man again? If he come wrong you and he play like he want to talk to you, You're watching them corky eye. You're going for the corky broom, the lavender, the incense, and the priest, because they want to make sure no matter what, you ain't falling for that over here again. And that is what we are in Trinidad and Tobago. The UNC plans in the treasury from 2010 to 2015, living large, spending free, sharing it as though it's theirs. And they left the empty basket for us to hold. How many times you heard our Minister of Finance talk about what Jawala Rambaran came and said to him? Very happy that we only had money for how much days to run the country? 3 more days. And they thought that that would mash up this 63-year-old party, but they don't know we are the people's national movement. We are not an ordinary party. We are a movement for all. We are the party of Eric Williams. We are the party of George Chambers. We are the party of Patrick Manning. And we are the party of Keith Christopher Rowley. PNM is the party that has always gotten it done, and we will always get it done. And in 2019 local government elections, we are definitely getting it. It is a pleasure for me to stand here in my home constituency of Barataria. I am now in St. Anne's Easter, but Barataria was my home constituency. To report to you, the people who put us, this PNM government here, about how we are getting it done in culture and community development. I want to remind all of us in Trinidad and Tobago that our politics impacts the politics of the region. Every country in the region looks to what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and some of them can tell you even better what's happening here than some of our own citizens. We are leaders in CARICOM, and our image is critical. You remember when somebody told the leaders of the region that Trinidad and Tobago is not an ATM? You remember who? And you remember when Kamala said that, how the region reacted? They were very, very upset. Do you know that our manufacturers here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the Minister of Trade can attest to that, depend on the region to buy our goods? Do you know that? And do you know that that is our largest market? So all of the Caribbean, all of you who have traveled, do you see Trinidad and Tobago goods all of the Caribbean? You see it because they buy from us. And so when that happened and the region was so upset, do you remember that our Prime Minister physically had to go to Jamaica at a point to repair the relationship between Trinidad and Jamaica, our largest trading partner in the region? Our Prime Minister did that. He did what he had to do to ensure that our regional leadership is maintained. And that is leader for you. That is how the PNM leads and drives this country of Trinidad and Tobago. A critical part of the respect for Trinidad and Tobago in the region is the excellence of our cultural sector. When our PNM government made the decision to host CARIFESTA in 2019, it was part of a broader plan to bring back the respect and the leadership in all sectors to Trinidad and Tobago. And so for this reason, CARIFESTA had to be a well-organized, diverse, inclusive festival of excellence. It had to represent a paradigm shift away from the way festivals are usually hosted in the region. I'll tell you what our artists say to us in the ministry. They say that simply because they are from Trinidad and Tobago, people show them a different kind of respect in the region. Our artists call a higher price just because the brand of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural sector is so high. So our brand impacts how much money our artists can make. And that is why it was important for CarryFesta to make that brand even stronger. How many of you participated in CarryFesta? How many of you went to CarryFesta? I went all over the country during CarryFesta time, and all of the comments pouring in showed how much national pride our people felt about that festival. We had 13 ministers of culture from around the region here. 13. That is a record. Those who didn't come at the start, by the time they heard about the opening ceremony, they flew in. And those who were here from the start, when they realized how much they were enjoying themselves, they changed their tickets and stayed to the very end. And apart from the programming and the enjoyment, the investment of the government in CarryFesta allowed our small businessmen the opportunities to gain revenue. So the guest houses, the caterers, decorators, transport providers, the taxi drivers, maxis, jewelry makers, seamstress, tailor, makeup artists, hairdressers, printers, all of these made money out of CarryFesta. The entire country benefited from the festival. Now, because CarryFesta ended in August and the financial year closes in September, we knew that it would come to a point where, with all the invoices coming in, we would have to be interrupted in our payments by two things. One, the usual backlog at the end of the financial year, and two, the month break in October when the budget is being discussed. When the budget is being debated, we can't take any payments. So we put some of the original allocation for CarryFesta into the budget for this fiscal year so we could settle all of those outstanding payments. We knew it would run over because even with our best efforts, and we did our best, there were hundreds of invoices coming in September from CarryFesta because it was late in August. And so we had now to ensure that we paid as much as we could pay up to the end of the financial year, which was September the 30th, and then we put it on hold until the budget was being finished, debated. Is that understandable? Is that reasonable? I put all of that information on the Hansard to ensure that people understood. Yet still, I keep hearing an annoying voice bleating, bleating, bleating. Cake, 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 cake. And asking over and over again what the funds in the budget for CarryFesta are for. So I will say it to you, and I hope that they hear for the last time. The funds in the budget for CarryFesta are to pay our artists and suppliers who contributed to making CarryFesta the unrivaled success that it was and making us proud all of the region and internationally. So to the person that keeps crying, cake, 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 if you continue, I might feel sorry and make a cake and give him peace, right? But we are settling the last set of invoices that came in for CarryFesta in September. We are getting the job done. Imagine, ministers from around the region are asking me, why would the opposition try to take away from the success and the recognition that Trinidad and Tobago got from planning and executing such an excellent festival? They can understand why any Trinidadian and Tobagoan would not feel proud about CarryFesta. And what can I say? All I could say is that this opposition is willing to bad talk and to mash up this country once they are not in charge. They have zero national pride. You have heard them. They say the most revolting and nasty and negative things about Trinidad and Tobago. They do not attend national events. They gloat when things go wrong. They are the happiest when anything goes wrong in this country. And they are truly just a bunch of sad and unpatriotic people. You have heard them with the slogan, Trinidad is not a real place. All of a sudden, Trinidad is not a real place. Look, UNC rocks over that. I real. You real, the PNM real, and the next they will get on December the 2nd will be very real. In the area of culture, P&M family, we were called to step up to the plate on a regional and international level with Carrie Festa, and we did just that. In true P&M fashion, we got it done. In the area of community development, I want to deal with the most visible aspect of our efforts, and that is the refurbishment and construction of community centers. We have opened over 30 community centers since 2015, 30, all over the country. All of those that the UNC left to grow most in the P&M constituencies, yes, we opened all of those. We worked on them and we delivered them to the communities of Trinidad and Tobago. And we delivered without fear or favor. We delivered Bamboo. We delivered Manzanilla. We delivered Barataria. We delivered Chitlin. We delivered Bunsey Trace. We delivered your centers to you, the people. It didn't matter to us that those I just called are in opposition seats. You see, we came to govern for all because we follow our leader, the honorable man, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowling. And he puts country before party. And as he said, the P&M and the UNC are not the same. Don't make a mistake and mix them up. The UNC ain't want nothing with the P&M. We delivered Las Lomas, La Pastora Santa Cruz, Mount Hope, Samaru Village, Dabadi, Upper El Dorado, Beretman, there's plenty and I'm reading them out for you. Blanchishes, Missir, Lance Noir, Gasparillo, Akbar Trace, Lafayette, San Fernando East, St. John's Trace, all over the country, and we are not finished yet. We are getting the job done. Over $150 million has been invested in construction and major refurbishment works on these centers. And there are over 20 more community centers being actively worked on as we speak. And there are more in the pipeline that are planned. Let me call some more for you. Bonaire, Quarry Village, Cascade, Diego Martin South, Bagatelle, Bellevue, Maraval, Wallerfield, Trinity, Belmont, Laloon, Mova, Teiche, Taruba, Indian Trail, Harmony Hall, Enterprise, Labre, Las Cuevas, Quarry Road, and I can go on and on and on. The P&M is indeed getting it done. But, ladies and gentlemen, building the centers is not all. We have begun to put in place arrangements for administration that will allow the centers to be better maintained, marketed, and managed. So we have started to put into these centers coordinators. In that way, you can call a center, get somebody on the other end of the line, get information about what events are taking place in your community, get information on training, if the community center is available. How many of you try to book a center and you're not even sure who to call? We want to change those things, bring it into the modern world, bring our communities into the modern world, and we are starting with the centers. We have partnered with NALIS to operate community libraries within community centers. Barataria, right here, your center has a community library. Beetham has one. The center in Mount Hope has one. So we have done the work now, and there are more to be rolled out. We are in discussion with the Ministry of Public Administration to outfit, operate, and staff information and computer technology centers in your community center. So your community center will not just have a hall where you can have performances and meetings. You have a library in it. You have a computer center in it. Some centers will have preschools. So our centers, our modern centers, will be much more than what existed before. Some have gyms. So the community centers we have built will serve your community in an enhanced way. And that is how the P&M increases your quality of life. That is how the P&M gets it done. So, ladies and gentlemen, P&M family, we are showcasing our cultural products and services. We are modernizing and strengthening our communities. We are putting people first in the cultural and community development sectors. People have always been at the forefront of the PNM. What does the People's National Movement start with? The word people. People come first. It's in our DNA. It's embedded in us. It's just how we get things done in this party. So, for all who want to pelt stone, or all who want to pelt cake, or whatever you feel to pelt, nobody does stone a tree that don't have mango on it. So we have plenty fruit, so bring it on. You want to pelt? Pelt us, because we don't care. We are continuing to do what you told us to do, what you put us here to do. We in the PNM are continuing to get it done. So in difficult economic times, we're getting it done. With our unpatriotic opposition, we getting it done. With difficult decisions to be made in the oil and gas sector, we getting it done. Dealing with the Venezuelan situation, we getting it done. Building homes for our citizens, we getting it done. Building health centers and hospitals, we getting it done. Building schools, real schools, we getting it done. Building new roads and highways, we getting it done. The PNM is just all over this country, getting it done, getting it done, getting it done. Great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.